Hey there guys, I'm Vynxx and welcome to 23 skips, shortcuts, and just cool things found by the RE4 Remakes speedrun community. And if there's something that you found interesting or a new skip that you haven't seen before, consider leaving this video a like. It helps my channel out tremendously. And all speedrunner Twitch links will be linked down in the description. Barn Skip. Now, it's pretty simple. You just shoot the lock off this door. Don't worry about grandma. You know, if you're not ass at aim like me, you can get the lock fairly easily. Number 2, Village Dog Skip. You don't have to shoot this bird, but I like loot. Anyways, same thing. You shoot the lock off the door and before the cutscene plays, and run over there. Go inside the door before the dogs come. That simple. Number 3, crow loot. You can go ahead and throw a flash here, and every single crow will die, and also stun the dogs. Free loot. Number 4, this is part 1 of a 3-parter. You will go to Bach Island and grab this golden egg. Number 5, church skip. This is where we will utilize the flick trick. The flick trick is a little hard to do for your first time. Essentially, you use a sniper rifle with a scope, and you can rambunctiously flick your mouse or your analog stick while also doing the confirmation button, and you will eventually clip through a door or down a ladder. Now, this works with anything that you can interact with. That's typewriters, ladders, doors, you name it. And we will be utilizing this throughout this video. As you can see, this is very nice because we don't have Ashley this entire time. Ashley's completely safe at the church. Number 6, Chainsaw Sister Skip. Now this isn't really a skip, but this makes the Chainsaw Sisters easier. Essentially, you want to shoot the one with the crank 3 times in the head, 3 or 4 times in the head, depending on your damage on your rifle. Run through the house, get to the crank, put in the crank, and then throw the flash. When you initiate the crank, Ashley will come out of her closet. Number 7, Mendez Skip. This requires the flick trick, but now we're using a typewriter. Essentially, you want to put yourself in this corner right next to Mr. Merchant and do the flick trick into the typewriter. You can point your rifle at this handle on this sledgehammer or whatever kind of hammer this is, and eventually you will be able to actually get the typewriter. You want to save and load your save. Now, if you're on professional, which all of these are going to be on professional, these are all skips that you can do on New Game Professional or any other New Game Plus. But this is specifically for professional runs. Now, you can make multiple saves so that if you have too many saves, you can just go ahead and load up a different save that doesn't have that many saves on it, and then just try again. Now, if you don't feel comfortable in, skipping out on a chapter save, then I don't blame you whatsoever. But once you actually get through, you have to do it twice, and then you have to scale your way up the tiny hill there. Then, once you get down, you'll see Mr. Mendez on top of this hill. Say hi to Mr. Mendez. Hey, dude. Number 8, Cannon Shortcut. Now, you can do this in multiple places. You can either do it from down here or up top. But when you do this shortcut, it will spawn more enemies, which is not too bad. But you skip an entire area. Number 9, Castle Door Skip. You're going to use the flick trick on the castle door. Simple. Number 10, Sun and Moon Lever Skip. You can just run past these guys. They basically hardly ever hit you, and if they do, there's a save point right behind you. Essentially, you hit this lever, go up this ladder, And then once you get to the gate here, you want to position yourself on the left side and aim your cursor right there on the right side and hit the rock sack. Hit that lever because it'll open a door further on up. And then there's the second gate up here. Don't mind this guy. This is unlucky. And you're going to want to position yourself on the right side and throw a grenade through the grate onto the left side and hit the rock sack. Number 11, Courtyard Skip. Now this really isn't a skip, but this just makes getting Ashley a little bit easier. This is what's used in the speedrun. Essentially, Ashley's always going to get caught here, so we're just going to
gotcha, bitch.
Forget about Ashley. We're going to go up here and position ourselves at the very last window at these grates. Now, in these grates, you can throw a flash through them. Doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be too specific. And when Ashley's close by, you can throw it, and boom, there she is. Number 12, here's Ballroom Blitz. This is the ballroom with all the Navista doors. You're going to do the flick trick. Now, this is probably one of the hardest flick tricks that I've known to get through. But this won't be a skip, but it'll make it a little bit easier. Here's Navi's 2 skip. This is when you're kicked down the well. Essentially, how you do this flick trick, this is also a flick trick. You want to go ahead and crouch. And when you're crouched, you want to begin the flick and then do the confirmation button. You don't want to do the confirmation button before the flick, or else you'll just go through the tunnel. And then you have to go through a specific line to get to the end. Number 14, Dynamite Skip. Now, you need a rocket launcher to get through these. Number 15, Robo Salazar Skip. Essentially just shoot him in the back of the head. He's got dynamite in the back of his head. It's great. Number 16, Red Zealot Skip. Once you get to the top of the rolling ball area, you want to pull that lever and then run directly to this lever and pull it. The Red Zealot will spawn once you pull that lever. And here is the second location of the Golden Egg. Now you want to go back to the Garrador room, the double Garrador room, the claw guys, and that's the throne room. At the end of the throne room, you'll have this puzzle, which don't mind my puzzle skills, and there will be a golden egg in it. And here's where you use it, the Salazar Skip. I shoot him in the head once with the rifle, equip my golden egg, and then toss it at his face. That does 70% of his health, as you can see, and then I just wail on him. It's that simple. It's an Easter egg. Pardon the pun, by Capcom. Here is Turret Skip on the island. Essentially, you want to go up here, initiate the JJ/Brute with crossbow, and I like to get rid of that guy, and position yourself at the turret lines or lasers, whatever you want to say. I get rid of the crossbow guy and the Molotov guy, and you want to get close enough so that he will kick you, but not close enough that he will kick you, if that makes any sense. And then you just go through. Number 18, Easier Keycard 3. This is level 3 Keycard. Essentially, you want to aim down your scope. This is not a flick trick, you're just aiming down. For some odd reason, when you're aiming down in certain positions, most probably because you're clipping through the wall, enemies can't actually hit you. Now, the dynamite still can, so that's why I say it's easier Keycard 3. You rarely get hit. I get hit here, but it's like once every 10 times. And you don't need the bio scope either. You can do that with any scope. Number 19, Wrecking Ball Skip. Now this will allow you to skip a whole area, a whole nasty area, by doing the flick trick. It's pretty nice. And I think this is the easiest one too. Turret 2 Skip. This is the large turret. You're gonna throw 2 heavy grenades. Hand grenades will work, but 2 heavy grenades do the trick. Now I missed one, but my other 2 hit it. This is part 1 of the Ashley Dufflebag. Now you will understand why I call it, or not that I call it the Ashley Dufflebag. This was a fun little skip found by the speedrun community by a Mr. Hazeblade. And essentially you want to do the same thing you do at Mendez with the flick trick on a typewriter until you out of bounds behind the typewriter. And once you're clipping through the wall, you just want to move back until you're falling. Now, what you want to do while you're falling, you're totally fine. It's going to take about 15 seconds. You want to have your hand on the run button to move forward once you actually hit ground. And then that will initiate something later on. This is the Regenerator 2 Skip, where you're in the kicking bag, the punching bag Regenerator room. You want to do the flick trick on the doors. Now, it's a different type of flick trick where you want to, once you flick, you also want to press forward at the same time as going backwards. It's fairly easy once you get it. Here's Turret 3, where you want to get rid of the rocket launcher guy. Position yourself over here, do the scope, somebody will follow you, and get hit by the turret. And here's the Ashley Dufflebag that we've all been waiting for. So you have to get through that whole area without dying, by the way. And if you don't die after the first part, then you'll get this lovely little glitch that makes you go through this area faster. Anyways, guys, if you like my content and you want to see more, do consider liking and subscribing, and let me know down in the comments what you thought about these skips. Also, checking me out on Twitch. I live stream every day. I'm speedrunning this game right now as we speak. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one.